Hey, it's me. Hi guys. I know I only did a video not long ago about Mason and his sleeping and stuff. Actually, first of all, I just want to apologise because I haven't makeup on again and I look like a tramp. But one day I will do a video when I've got makeup and my hair's like, not like this, like a big bush. But today I wanted to cover something it's quite what's the word? Quite sensitive because yesterday I suffer from anxiety, panic attacks a lot. Now I hadn't had one for a good couple of weeks, and I thought it was down to me doing drinking fresh celery juice every morning, which apparently does help with that. And I hadn't had one, but I had a bad one yesterday. So I wanted to talk about that and how to deal with it if you're on your own and like you got your child with you and stuff, because it isn't the best. So this is quite a sensitive subject for me and probably for a lot of mothers and non-mothers out there too. So I was lucky I had my partner with me yesterday. He has Sundays off. So we'd just been out to buy some furniture for Mason's room. And I've been fine all day, but then actually thinking about now in the car on the way there, I had like butterflies in my stomach, and I usually get that when I'm going to have one, but I just breathe through it. Didn't think anything more of it. And when I got home, I was putting up Mason's furniture, pottering around the house and sorting it out because the in-laws were coming around. And I felt like my face was numb. Pins and needles, numb. Straight away the way I am and where my mind works, went straight on thinking that I'm going to have a stroke. Now, I don't know what a stroke feels like, obviously, and God help everyone that's been... I actually know someone who's had a stroke, and she's still not right at the moment. So my brain goes straight to the negative, and I think I think something bad's going to happen to me. Mason was asleep when it happened, and I came downstairs and I sat down and my other half didn't realise, and I said, I think I'm having a panic attack. And he was like, you're okay, you're fine, blah, blah, blah. And obviously I know people say that, and I know that people that don't have panic attacks or anxiety don't know what to say. So I never really, I never really have a go at my other half for being like that. But it was pretty bad. I had to go outside in the garden because sometimes when I get like that, I have to feel like I'm closed in my house. But I literally went out in the garden. Lasted a little bit longer than usual. I went upstairs and laid on the bed, and my in-laws came around and my partner came up to make sure I was all right. But my main thing was me thinking that my face was going weak on one side, on the right side. So it wasn't nice. Now I've suffered from panic attacks from I think about anxiety since I was a child, because I used to be at school, and every time we used to have something going on, like going on holiday, I used to think, I used to be ill, sick. I mean, thinking about now, I think that was anxiety. And also I used to pull my eyelashes out when I was about 9, and that went on to pulling my hair out up until not long ago, actually. Even now, sometimes I feel myself, my hands going up, pulling my hair out. And at one point, when I had my daughter, when I was 17, there's a picture of me, and all of this part of my head was literally like, there was no hair. Well, it was really thin and stuff. I don't do it as much anymore, and I don't do my eyelashes, but I think back then, now thinking back, knowing me, that was what it was then. But obviously back then, parents don't know what's going on, and there's not Google or YouTube or people explaining it. And actually mental health is spoke about quite a lot lately, a lot, because it should be, because it's nothing to be ashamed of. Now I'm talking about it because I don't like talking about this, but it's something I need to, because I have a child. I have 2, but obviously I have a baby, and I worry about it happening when I'm on my own with him. So coping mechanisms, I haven't got any. What I tend to do is I tend to just go outside, be out, and just look up in the sky. And also I try and breathe, but in and out, but not, I don't try and breathe in and out like, and I tell you to go, because that makes you worse. I feel like it makes you worse. So I basically go outside and I look at colours of the trees, and I say that in my head, and then I say it out loud, and I also look at what I can see, basically bringing myself back to reality, because I think panic attacks is something lodged in the brain, like probably from childhood and traumatic childhoods or whatever people have been through, whatever, and a lot of people do suffer with panic attacks. I wish I didn't suffer them, and I know that my people have said, oh, you know, you can get medication, blah blah blah. I'm not gonna be going on medication or anything like that, and also I'm breastfeeding still, so you know, not that I don't agree with it. If you guys want to do it, then you know, God, it's that hard sometimes to have panic attacks and anxiety that I get why people go on to that. I think me myself personally just don't want to try that. I'm not saying I never will, but at the moment I think I'm gonna try and cope with it myself. Like I said, I haven't had one for 2 weeks, so it was out of the blue really. It seems to happen when I feel like I'm really, really happy and my life's together, the lifestyle I want it, and I do love my life. But when I'm really thinking about it, like, oh, I'm so lucky to have, you know, my daughter, my son, my partner, you know, we're lucky to have food in the cupboards, you know, a roof over our heads. It kind of comes from that. It's like my mind doesn't want me to be happy. And I noticed it does happen like that when I'm in particular good, like, up days. That kind of brings me down. Like I say, I don't know. I'm hoping I don't have another one yet, and I'm hoping that was just a little bit of a blip. But obviously, we're having children. I think after I had Mason, I didn't get postnatal depression. I got the baby blues, and because I was very emotional for the first couple of weeks, but I never got postnatal depression. I didn't get it with my daughter either. I did think I would get it because the way my mind is, I'm very erratic. You might be able to tell from my videos. I overthink everything. I overthink everything, especially about my son. Everything. It's not the best. Like, if I see something small on my son, automatically something wrong, and I start panicking and worrying, and my mind just goes crazy. And does anyone else ever think that? It's like you think, oh my God, what is going on? And some mothers out there, they're just like, oh, it's nothing, and it probably isn't. And it's like, but in your mind, the person you are, it's like you think it's some big thing and something's gonna happen, something bad's gonna happen, because you can't possibly have a good life. That's how I think it is. But I don't know whether there's ever any like, not tips, but whether people ever get over anxiety and stuff. I mean, it's not much on the internet to say that people do, and whether people just have to live for it. I know that this cognitive therapy helps, and thinking about maybe going to my doctor about that, but I'm thinking at the moment I'm handling it okay. Well, I handled it okay yesterday, but that's because I had people around me. If I was on my own, how would I handle it? Luckily, I've not had a panic attack on my own. Why I was pregnant with Mason, and after I had Mason, I haven't had one. I only got they were really bad at one point before I moved in with my partner for a year. I mean, because basically I don't know whether I have anxiety, panic attacks, and I always think there's something wrong. Like, if my arm go, like, I don't know, I have pins and needles, I'm stupid. I start thinking like something's wrong with me. Like, I've got, my arm's gonna fall off. Like, literally, not it's gonna fall off, but like my body's going into shock or something. I don't know what it's. I don't know if it's called health anxiety. I think I probably suffer from health anxiety. I don't know if there's different names for it, but I know that my brother suffers from it too. So it's but it's very common. I know it's common because it's like in your head you think you're going to die, or you think you've got an illness that's going to eventually kill you. Like, you know, and obviously you worry about leaving people behind and stuff. So it is quite bad. And with having a child as well, I'm lucky I've not had one on my own, like I said before, but there must be people out there that have them when they've got their children around, and it must be absolutely terrifying. And all I can say is, if it's really that bad, go to your doctor and get some help, maybe, because it's not, you don't want it, it's not, you don't want your kids to see it, and you don't want yourself to go through it, you know. And it's not anything to be ashamed of. It's nothing to be ashamed of at all. Like, you don't realise how many people actually suffer from panic attacks and anxiety. Honestly, a lot of people do. A lot of people I've spoke to do, but I never used to want to talk. I never knew, I didn't know what was wrong with me when I first started getting them. Never. And obviously I've not been diagnosed. I'm just thinking what it is, and obviously searching on the web, and that's what I think I've got. But yeah, it's not a nice situation to be in, and that, especially with having children and stuff, and even without children, but with children, them being, you being responsible for them at home on your own, whatever, it's not nice. But honestly, the best thing to do is to go and get some help from doctors, or speak to your loved ones about it, because I used to speak to my dad about it. I speak to my other partner about it. He's so good. I speak to my daughter about it. She's 21, so she knows that, that I go through it. Sometimes it's good to speak to people about it, and because you're not crazy, you're not. It's literally, you're not. I would love to know why people get it, and really delve into deep, people that do have it, maybe get into their brains, and because it's just crazy. And like, yeah, I mean, you're not alone. A lot of people go through it. A lot of people with children go through it. It's not spoke about enough. People, feel alone if they get it, and then they feel like they have to go to drastic measures, and you don't have to do that. And especially when you've got children, you don't want your children, and I don't believe that it's learnt behaviour. So I don't believe, my daughter's seen me have panic attacks. She doesn't have panic attacks, but I don't believe it's learned. I think if you've been through things, I don't know, in the past that maybe triggered it, maybe it's a coping mechanism, I don't know. Your brain thinks that something bad's going to happen because you thought that as a child. It's not a bad thing. It's not, and there are people out there that can help a lot, 100%. So I just want to do this quick video because after having that yesterday, I just thought it's been good to talk about for myself as well, a bit of therapy for myself, just to look at myself, talking about it, acknowledging that, I do get them, and they're normal, and I'm not stupid, I'm not crazy, and I'm still a good mum, and you're still a good mum. It doesn't make you a bad mum because because you're getting panic attacks at all. It doesn't, and I'm telling that to you so I can believe that myself. So it was just a quick video off topic of having kids. Obviously, it's kind of on and off topic, but yeah, it was just a little bit of reassurance for myself as well as you guys, just to let you know that you there's help out there, and if you are going for it, you want to message me about it, please do. It'd be nice to talk to people about it myself, because I haven't got friends that go through it, and not really much family members go through it. A few do, but we don't speak about it really. But yeah, it was just a quick video to let you know that you're not alone, and it is very, very, very normal. And yeah, thanks for listening, guys. See you again. Bye.